again, 12/14/2025, and I pulled the bear card from the medicine card deck. And I'm just reflecting on what that means to me um, on this day. I think the theme of introspection is entirely accurate. There's a lot going on in my life right now, changes in routines, changes in health. I'm looking for changes in the way that I draw abundance in my life. I've started listening to affirmations by Louise Hay on YouTube um, to start retraining my brain to think more positively. It's been in a really negative place for a long time. And, I wouldn't talk to my best friend the way that I talk to myself or anybody else for that matter. Even a stranger, I wouldn't speak to. Um, yeah. And, in the part from medicine cards about being your own advisor and trusting yourself and trusting the process, it's funny because last night we went to a restaurant, myself and my cousin. She went off to the bathroom. We had sat at the bar, it was too full in the dining room. And to the left of me was a gentleman who was playing with a deck of cards, looked like he was playing solitaire. And when my cousin went to the bathroom, got up to prepare to leave, and then he asked me, would you like to see a card trick? And I'm like, sure, just in the spirit of spontaneity, sure. So he gives me the Queen of Hearts, shows me the Queen of Diamonds in his hand. He puts the Queen of Diamonds in my hand. And he says, you trust me, right? I'm like, sure. He goes, so what's in your hand? And I said, well, I feel like you've switched it to the Queen of Diamonds. He goes, well, look. And he flips it over, and it's the Queen of Hearts still. So I didn't trust him. So he takes them both out of my hands, gives me the Queen of Hearts again. He says, I'm going to put the Queen of Diamonds in your hand again, too. He says, so now you have the Queen of Hearts and the Queen of Diamonds. You can check. And I flipped the cards and I checked. I did have the Queen of Hearts, Queen of Diamonds. And he says, the Queen of Hearts is on the bottom and the Queen of Diamonds on top. I'm like, yes. He goes, flip them over. When I flipped the cards over, it was an Ace of Clubs and an Ace of Spades. And the significance of this, for one, is that earlier that morning, I had my little inner voice had popped in my head. He says, you're going to meet a magical man today. And I'm like, what the hell does that mean, a magical man? So I thought it was sort of the universe jabbing me, putting this guy with a magic trick in my path last night. And I find it significant that it's the Queen of Hearts and the Queen of Diamonds, which is of emotions and love. The diamonds represent wealth. And he had switched them with aces, which in the tarot deck are usually new beginnings. Aces of clubs usually are associated with wands, which is sort of like your identity and how you present yourself. And ace of spades is usually swords, which is usually the beginning of a new lifestyle or mindset. So I find it interesting that these are the two cards he chose to switch my queens with. But again, the significance of the word trust, like trusting myself. I always lean on people for their opinions when I really have the answers for myself. Also, just trusting in the universe. Like I have an inner knowing that things are going to turn out all right, but I'll still worry because I'm not trusting the process. So for today, those are the most significant things that I recognize from pulling this card and from the meanings that I read. And, another day I might find a sentence or two that are more relatable than these. Um, but we'll see. If I draw it again tomorrow, we'll maybe relate to it in a different way. Thank you.